Good morning, friends. This is Rick, and welcome to your seat at the table. We're looking at April's Harvest, the Battle of Shiloh, April 6 and 7, 1862. This particular game, I bought this in '92, and I believe I was at a game convention when I saw it. And it's by a small company called The Gamers. I don't have any other material by them, so I don't know whatever happened to the company, if they're still around, if they did well. I don't know. I do know that I also this game is literally brand new, even though it's an old game. I bought it in '92, but it's never been used. I opened it once or twice and to read through it, but I never had an opportunity to find anybody who was willing to sit down at the table and play with it. And that's just, is kind of my life sometimes. So we have a beautiful map to come with it. I'll set this out a little bit here as a backdrop. Right. So basically, the entire Shiloh area, the Peach Order, Hamburg, Duncan Field, Rayfield, Eastern Corinth Road, Crescent Field, the Tennessee River. So, as you can see, it's a beautiful layout. Then it came we have the Brigade Series, April's Harvest, General Special Rules for Terrain, Union Special Rules, Artillery and Casualty Tracks, a little bit of history, gunboats, river transport, arrival of the Army of Ohio, Decor, the Army of the West optional, A.S. Johnston optional, looting, Army supply, Confederate Special Rules, victory conditions. It says at Shiloh, the Confederates sought to regain the initiative in the West by destroying the Union Army of the Tennessee before the Army of the Ohio could join it and march on the Confederate base of Corinth, Mississippi. In this game, victory will be determined by which army inflicts the most damage on the other. Victory points are awarded for wrecked brigades. Victory points are awarded for geographic objectives. Victory points awarded for leaders. Levels of victory. So we got the Hornet's Nest, the second day. We got the Confederate slosh chart. This is how you track how your units are being, how much damage they've sustained and whether or not they're eliminated. So it looks like most of this one was for like Army of the West pre-Pea Ridge, McCullough, Army of the West post-Pea Ridge, Army of the Mississippi, Union Army of the Tennessee loss chart, so on and so forth. And then I think back here at the very back is the order that things arrive. So we got some historical notes, counter manifest and order of battle. All right, and then Confederate order of arrival, Union alert schedule, Union order of arrival. I don't know if any of you guys had an opportunity to play this game. By all means, put a comment down here. Maybe make your own video on it, because I would love to know how it played out, if it was as nice as it looks. Sometimes these war games, these new ones, people are tweaking rules or coming up with their own set of rules because they think this is how it ought to be, and some work better than others. It's just kind of, an experiment and fun. So fire levels, morale markers, gun and supply point markers, fire level markers, retreat rule, units. What the word unit? For simplicity, the word unit in these rules refers to any infantry, cavalry, or artillery combat unit, including extended lines of detached batteries. Course of general play, first player turn, command phase, movement, close combat phase, fire phase, rally phase, second player turn, game turn, end phase, close combat sequence. We got log of war, command and control, giving orders, recording your orders, initiative, core stack, attack stoppage, emergency retreat. Without orders or initiative, any corps or wing formation may execute an emergency retreat. This formation must be under the threat of being surrounded or destroyed, or command might have an emergency retreat forced on it by some enemy action, such as having its headquarters overrun. The judgment on this, when this is appropriate, is in the hands of the owning player, except in the latter forced case. Units doing so immediately accept de facto orders to retreat one turn's movement to the rear. That is, the Corps HQ may retreat from 6 to 13 movement points, with other units following as they are able. The exact number of movement points retreated by the HQ is in the hands of the owning player. Units need only move as far as enough to remain. Okay, so in that argument, if your headquarters has the ability to move from 6 to 13, you can choose as the controlling officer of that headquarters unit to only retreat 6 or up to 13. Below, corps and command control, formation, stacking, restrictions on stacking, available formations, effects on movement, effects on combat, the effects of overstacking, facing, changing facing, movement, terrain effects on movement, reinforcements, restrictions on extended lines, effects of extended lines, forced march, line of sight, general rules determining line of sight, fire and combat, restrictions on fire combat, terrain effects on fire combat, fire points. Yeah, this is, I love good war games. I love them all. I currently play, what is that? Empires at War, World War III something. You know, you think as much as I play it 3 or 4 times a day, you think I'd have the name memorized in my head, but I don't. But it's a free play off the internet type of but it's not quite the same thing as this stuff. There's just something about sitting or standing around a table and moving your pieces around, and it's a grand scale of chess. Win or lose. The whole point is having some fun, right? So we're looking at that, and we got, as you can see, the pieces are still in their original form. I have not punched them out yet. I've not had any reason to do so. Here's particular officers: McLaren, Wallace, L. Wallace, Hurlbut, Sherman, Prentice, McCook, Nelson. Over here we got Van Dorn, Polk, Clark, Chatham, Bragg, Ruggles, Withers, Hardy. Various infantry and artillery units. Recomposition of cavalry units. Yeah. I don't think that was it for pieces. Aide de camp. HVS simulations. Came with, here's the original 2 dice that came with it. Shows you how it never made it into my dice bag. So, you know, because this thing has been sitting on my shelf and in my collection for many, many years. Like I said, bought it in '92. So we got War Game Price List, the Gamers Civil War Brigade series, the Game Support Tactical Combat series. So here's April Harvest, No Better Place to Die, Embrace an Angry Wind, Perryville, Bloody Road to the South, Barren Victory, out of print. Right, here's what it is. Operational Combat Series, Napoleonic Brigade Series. All right. So there you go. One of a series, the Civil War Brigade series. This is April Harvest, and never played it before. Kind of wish I had. Obviously, it's one of a whole series of. So you were intended to keep buying the series to get involved in it and in depth in it, what have you. You know, so April Harvest. And back on my shelf it will go until maybe I'm, I don't know, 70 years old, and I've got nothing up on my table but time to kill and wait to be, you know, for age to get to me. That's what it is. and I'll get another game group and so on and so forth. I have some plans for that. Till next time, this is Rick, and I hope you guys have a great weekend.